My daughter's stepmom decided to discipline my daughter without my permission. My ex-husband and I have been divorced for quite some time. He met my new partner, they got along just fine, and then I met his partner, but she is the one that did not like me since day one. Apparently, from what my ex-husband told me, she doesn't like the fact that we still have a close relationship for our daughter. Out of respect for my daughter and out of respect for my daughter's father, I never said anything, and I never did anything in order to make her feel uncomfortable whenever we were around each other. But what started bothering me was the fact that my daughter, anytime that she would spend the night with them, because it was always 1 week on, 1 week off, she would stay with me and then she would go stay with her father. But every time that she would come back from her father's house, she was always crying. She was begging me not to let her go back to her father's house, and I was very confused. What is going on that I don't know, because this is just not like her. So come to find out, my daughter told me that anytime that her step siblings were sick, she would have to stay home. So her stepmom would have her stay home in order for her to take care of her sick siblings. Not only that, but she was basically the maid in that house. Anytime that her father was working, she would have to be cleaning all day, every day. She is only 16. Because I didn't want to cause problems towards my ex-husband, I just mentioned it to him. I did not talk to the stepmom just because I wanted to see if he could correct these issues. But the issues were not being corrected, and every single day that my daughter was over there, it just got worse. Now, my final straw was when my daughter came back to my house from her dad's house, and she was crying. She was saying that apparently her stepmom had disciplined her, physically disciplined her, which we as her own parents have never done before. And no, I'm not saying that she's never been disciplined, but we have never been the type of parents that had been to the point where we had to physically discipline her. So for the stepmom to take it upon herself not to ask me or ask her husband if it was okay for her to do that, she just took it upon herself and didn't even say anything. Like, I did not know anything until my daughter said something to me. As a mom, I wasn't just going to sit there. I actually went to the house and I tried to talk to her. But because she didn't like me whatsoever, there could never be an actual conversation between us. So she literally got in my face. The conversation escalated. We were nose to nose, and I just could not put up with it any longer. Exactly what she did to my daughter, I did it back to her. And then I asked her how she liked it. So I called my ex-husband. I told him to please show up because we needed to talk, and then apparently she called the cops, so I just sat out there and I waited. I told everyone the truth, everything that actually happened, and I did not end up getting in trouble. A few days later, I heard from my ex-husband, and he said that she wanted an apology because she felt like I was in the wrong. I told him she would never get an apology other than the fact that I actually physically did what she did to my daughter, that I could apologize for that because I could have been more ladylike, but I would not apologize for the fact that I was being a mom and standing up for my daughter.